Hey there, sports fans! It's your friend Genexiel, and today, we're taking a trip to explore the most popular sports for Generation Xers in throughout the 70s and 80s. You know, back when shoulder pads were considered high fashion and the internet was something only scientists talked about. We'll be ranking the top 3 sports based on their popularity by fandom, and we'll also highlight some of the greatest players and how these sports have shaped today's sports culture. Think of it as a sports museum, but instead of boring old trophies, we have awesome memories and epic moments. So grab your vintage jerseys, dust off those old trophies, you know you've still got them, and let's relive the glory days of Gen X sports. Alright, let's huddle up and talk about the sport that ruled the 70s and 80s. Football. I mean, come on, it was like the whole world stopped on Sundays just to watch guys in tight pants throw a ball around. But hey, it was more than just a game, right? It was a cultural phenomenon that brought families and friends together. Remember those epic Thanksgiving games where you'd stuff yourself with turkey and cranberry sauce while watching your favorite team battle it out on the field? Good times, man, good times. And the rivalries. You had the Steelers and the Raiders, the Cowboys and the Redskins. It was like watching gladiators go at it, only with fewer helmets and more face paint. And speaking of gladiators, let's talk about the legends who graced the gridiron during this golden age. We're talking about guys like Joe Montana, the Joe Cool of the San Francisco 49 ERs, who could dissect a defense faster than you could say, Hail Mary. He was like the quarterback whisperer, always calm, always collected, and always leading his team to victory. Then you had Walter Payton, Sweetness himself, the Chicago Bears running back, who could make defenders look like they were stuck in mud. He was a one-man wrecking crew, a combination of speed, power, and grace that left opponents in awe. And let's not forget about Lawrence Taylor, the linebacker for the New York Giants, who terrorized quarterbacks like it was his job description. He was a force of nature, a defensive juggernaut who redefined the way the game was played. These guys weren't just football players. They were icons, legends whose names are still synonymous with greatness. They inspired a generation of kids to strap on their helmets, grab a pigskin, and dream of one day making it big in the NFL. And you know what? Football's popularity hasn't faded a bit. If anything, it's only grown stronger over the years. It's still the most popular sport in America, a testament to its enduring appeal and the passion it ignites in fans of all ages. So next time you're watching a game, take a moment to appreciate the legacy of those 70s and 80s legends. They didn't just play the game, they changed it forever. Okay, so maybe football was king, but basketball was right there, holding its own as the prince of Gen X sports. It was fast, it was exciting, and it had some of the most electrifying athletes on the planet. Plus, you didn't need a whole army of guys to play. Just a ball, a hoop, and a couple of friends willing to get their game on. And man, did we get our game on. We're talking about the era of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, two guys who redefined what it meant to play the game. Magic, with his no-look passes and infectious smile, brought a showman's flair to the Los Angeles Lakers. He was like the conductor of an orchestra, orchestrating fast breaks and alley-oops with a magician's touch. Then there was Larry Legend, the stoic sharpshooter for the Boston Celtics, who let his game do the talking. He was all business on the court, draining threes and grabbing rebounds with a quiet intensity that drove opponents crazy. Their rivalry, Lakers versus Celtics, was the stuff of legends, a clash of styles and personalities that captivated the nation. It was East Coast versus West Coast, Showtime versus the Green Machine, and it was must-see TV every time they stepped on the court. But it wasn't just about Magic and Bird. The 80s saw the rise of other basketball giants like Julius Dr. J. Irving, who soared through the air with a grace and athleticism that defied gravity. And let's not forget about Michael Jordan, who burst onto the scene in the mid-80s, hinting at the legend he would soon become. The NBA was exploding in popularity, thanks in part to the league's commissioner, David Stern, who had a vision for turning basketball into a global phenomenon. He embraced marketing, he promoted his stars, and he turned the NBA Finals into a worldwide event. And you know what? It worked. The NBA of the 70s and 80s laid the foundation for the global powerhouse the league is today. From small-town courts to sold-out arenas, basketball became more than just a game. It became a way of life. Chapter 3. Baseball diamonds are forever. All right, let's step up to the plate and talk about America's pastime, baseball. It might not have had the in-your-face intensity of football or the high-flying acrobatics of basketball, but baseball had a certain charm, a timeless appeal that resonated with generations of fans. It was the crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the smell of hot dogs and popcorn wafting through the air. It was summer evenings at the ballpark, watching your favorite team battle it out under the lights. And man, did we have some characters in those days. We're talking about guys like Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, who lived for the big moment, the clutch hit, the game-winning home run. He was larger than life, a flamboyant slugger who embraced the spotlight. Then there was Nolan Ryan, the Ryan Express, who threw fastballs so hard they could melt steel. He was a pitcher's pitcher, a strikeout king who dominated hitters with a combination of heat and pinpoint control. And let's not forget about the legends who transcended the game, like Hank Aaron, who broke Babe Ruth's all-time home run record in 1974, a moment that transcended sports and became a cultural touchstone. Baseball in the 70s and 80s was a time of change and transition. The designated hitter rule was introduced, free agency shook up the game, and new stars emerged to capture our imaginations. But through it all, baseball remained a constant, a link to our past. A reminder of simpler times when life moved at a slower pace. It was a game of strategy and skill, of patience and perseverance, of moments of brilliance and moments of heartbreak. And you know what? It still is. Baseball's rich history continues to influence sports culture today, reminding us that, sometimes, the classics never go out of style. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out and lets us know you're enjoying the content. Keep in mind that you are truly and really appreciated. Leave a comment about your favorite sports memories, the events you attended, and the players you admired. Did I miss any? Probably. But hey, that's what the comment section is for. Keep being rad, support your teams by being the great fan you are, and keep playing your favorite sports, youngsters. We rocked those short shorts and leg warmers like nobody's business. Until next time, remember you belong to the greatest generation ever, Generation X. Stay awesome and God bless.